Guys, what a weekend. What a brilliant weekend. It has been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to pull this together. Myself and Claire, we've done 2 back-to-back committees with kickoff and then straight into this one. So it's been like 6 months of committees to pull these events together. And, first of all, I just want to say a big shout out to the company before we get into our story, because they work their absolute pants off. So give a big round of applause for the company. All right, that's enough for them. That's enough. Don't overdo it, guys. No. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Justin. I've been with Herbalife now for 16 years. It'll be 17 years this summer. My background is I was a lifeguard. My dad was so impressed with me. I decided I wanted to be an accountant when I left school. Stuck it out for 6 months. He had told everybody his son was going to be an accountant. I said, no, I'm now going to be a lifeguard. He was like, you better make it work, boy. So I then started doing my personal training qualifications, landed a job with the NHS working in cardiac rehab and cardiac physiology. And I was relatively happy living in a small little town, very West Wales, in a little place called Aberystwyth. And I go on a family holiday and we're walking around the marina and there's a big boat. And my brother goes, oh, that's David Bevan's boat. And I thought he said it was David Beckham's boat. I got so excited about David Beckham's boat. No, David Bevan's. Who's David Bevan? And my brothers had been in Herbalife for 2 and 3 years each at that point. And I was absolutely sick to death of hearing them talk about Herbalife. I got to tell you, right? They were walking around with badges on. And I was like, it's not your birthday. Take your badge off. And, But anyway, David was on the boat the following day. We went to a bar that night. Those who know David, that's the easiest place, right? If you need to find David Bevan, you go the bar, the gym, or the bar. No, his office, right? But we had a great conversation that evening. I said, what do I need to do? He said, well, you need to go home, you need to try the products. Really simple, right? Simple basics. So came home, got started on the products, did hardly anything with Herbalife for the first sort of 4 years, very, very part-time. And then these 2 little men came along into our lives with my awesome partner, who, wasn't she great last night, by the way, on the red carpet with Andy, right? And 2 kids came along. Those of you who got kids, you understand, when they come along, you've got to sort of get serious with your life because they're depending on you. Recession kicked in as well, and, just decided to go to work. So qualified for tons of vacations along the way as well, guys, and they are so much fun. So with all the best of the best around the world as well. And then, of course, the pinnacle of this whole thing. It took us 15 years to get to the president's team. It doesn't happen quick for everybody. But you know what? If you quit, it never happens. Right? There's a big problem there. So, you stay in the game. You keep coming back. You keep learning. You make mistakes. You heard Lee talking about all the mistakes that they've made. We've made loads of mistakes. You'll find every leader has made loads and loads of mistakes. But, to have our name, there's only 3,000 president's team members in the whole world of Herbalife, and have our name on there, that's something we're super, super proud of and excited about. This is just a little picture. We've actually always had some sort of fixed location. This is 2009, me painting my very first club. Okay, so, having clubs isn't a new thing for a lot of us in Herbalife. Having a way to duplicate them and build royalties in this region now is a new thing for us. So I'm really excited about that, okay? And where did Nutrition Club start for us? Well, Violetta, I'm not sure if Vi's still in the room or not, but Vi and Asha, they came to our house. Our business wasn't in a good position, and they were sat in our kitchen, and I was like, Vi, I don't know what I'm going to do with Herbalife. I'm never going to quit Herbalife. I'm never leaving, but I'm really not sure what I'm going to do. And we just had a really nice conversation. We went to the future president's team a couple of months later. She invited us to come to a nutrition club in Portugal. Sat in that room was a guy who you can just see, he's just peeping over the top of the guy with the cap. His name is Peter Roskovich, and he was in Paul's presentation. And Peter has thousands of clubs. And we were in this club, and then he decided to educate everybody on how a club should be. And he said one thing to me in that training. We were 7.5K mil team, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do this, getting up early, and I'm not sure about weighing every day. I'm a personal trainer, don't believe in that. You heard Orly on that one earlier. And Peter just said, Justin, what level are you now? I said, 7.5. He said, well, you know, would it be worth getting up early for 2 to 3 years to go president's team? So we opened a club. We went to Ireland. We went to Ireland 4 times to view different clubs. We're so appreciative of all of the Irish guys. You know, you guys have had lots of recognition this weekend, so I'm not going to give you any more, but you are awesome. We flew to Latvia to hear from Leon Weisbein for a training club. So we've always wanted to get it going. And then, of course, 2020 came along. We did 31 visits on the morning, and that was the last time we ever opened the club, because everything that happened in the world happened in the world. And we carried on paying the rent for the next 9 months, and then that club never opened again. So excited to be able to sort of, I'll just flick through these, you know, just to see what the club was like. But, you know, it was a lovely club. It was too big, by the way. It wasn't duplicatable. It was massive. So part of it's great that it did close down, because now we get to start fresh. So one of the funny things that's happening for us is one of our downliners gone and got their own club. They've signed a lease. They live about 20 minutes from us. It's their club. I'm going to be a club member and then a trainee and then a junior partner inside of their club. They're a world team member, right? We're Pres team, but you do the career ladder the right way. I'm not going to go into his club and go, well, hey, you see who I am? You need to make me club owner as well, or anything silly like that. I'm going to work the career ladder properly through his club. So super excited. So what I want to do now, guys, I want to bring up 2 great friends of ours. We're going to have a bit of a question and answer. What we want to try and do in this last sort of 20 minutes, 25 minutes of the day is pull together all the questions that you may have. We're going to try and answer as much as we can. I've got a bunch of them written down on here. It's not going to be an open mic, okay? But we want to really try and get as much of the nitty-gritty for you just in this last 25 minutes. So I'll be ready with your pens for this. But before that, please welcome to the stage 2 people who have been so generous with their time, generous with giving. I've never seen any organization give like their organization has given this weekend and to this country. Please welcome to the stage President's team members, Claire Fox-Halpern and Dan Halpern.
Yeah, wow, what a weekend. And I just talking to Justin and Claire, and I just wondered how we ended up here was we had, I guess, tremendous success. And with success comes responsibility. And with all these people coming to our clubs, and everyone wanted to visit our clubs, and it's not a case of put the egg in the pan and boil it for 5 minutes and off you go. There's an awful lot to it, isn't there? So it's a bit like the whole, you know, it's thrown at you, you get excited. I don't want you running out the bloody door and going, Dan, I've signed my lease or this and that. So what we decided to do was, let's work smart. We're going to do an event anyway. I don't know, at some stage it was our next period of growth. So with all these people coming to us from different organisations, and I'm working with lots of them, Jed, Peter, and they're all in different legs with different presidents' teams or whatever. So we thought if we could do something where every one of you could come and you could go and get everything we've taught you this weekend, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. Because
after this event, we have got to show our team the love and our club the love. Because Justin, Claire, Asher, thank you so much for the last, this is a 4-month game, and they've done videos and they've done everything. Justin and Asher have lived in my house for the last 4 months, and it is now time to kick them out. Okay, so is that all right? So there's no need to text Dan, there's no need to text Claire, there's no need to come to our club, because you don't have to. Is that all right? Now just before we go on, beware of shiny new things. I've been speaking to lots of people over the weekend. If you are happy with the Herbalife you are doing,
don't change.
Do not change anything. Is that clear? And I've got a responsibility. This is not the Claire and Dan show. This is Paul Tolman passing on the golden baton. This is Claire and Dan having a go at nutrition clubs, having to close our clubs, and out of desperation, because nothing was stopping us, the pathway emerged. And when the clubs opened, the pathway kept growing, okay? So I just need to be very clear. This is our Herbalife. This is our breakfast club model that we love doing. Is that all right? Take responsibility. You do your due diligence. You do your research. You investigate. You look for clues, yeah? And then, unfortunately, it's lonely because you're going to have to go out there and do it. You're not going to turn around and tell your team, I'm retouching it management mode. You have got to go out there, and it's soul-destroying at times, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning wondering, what have we done? But I can tell you, it's really worth it, isn't it, Claire?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So I just wanted to be clear. Is that okay? So anyway, Justin, fire away, man. That's all I got to say about that.
Do you know what? Now I'm feeling the pressure because... Sorry, we're talking and you're meant to be interviewing us. But this is 2.5 days, and now I feel like we're going to get grilled. So
yeah, she
be
doesn't
nice.
know what I've got.
We don't know what he's going to ask us, so go on.
No, you do.
We've got an idea.
So what we want to do is, like I say, just try and answer some of those questions. But I just want to quickly say something for Dan and Claire as well, and just on the back of that. Let's be super respectful because they have given so much over this weekend. And to put this event together is such a mammoth task. And it's not just messaging Dan and Claire. Don't go chasing their team either. Because I know some of you made friends this weekend. You'll have swapped Facebook details and all that stuff. Let these guys get on and build their businesses, okay? That's what they've come here for, because they've come to learn too, right? And we don't want to distract them from it. You're going to have everything you need on myherbalife.com from tomorrow, okay? All the checklists, the millions of checklists that Anne-Marie gets so excited about. And you're going to have a whole bunch of resources and videos to watch too, which are phenomenal, which we spent 2 days in 8 of Claire and Dan's clubs going around filming. So it's super excited. So let's get stuck into these questions, okay? And we'll see how far we get. But first one we've got for you is, if you don't have a club, what are the next steps for them?
Kind of just answer that. Don't go mad. You know what I mean? Do your due diligence and, ask yourself, as Nick says, am I happy doing what I'm doing? Have you got purpose? Have you found the Herbalife you love? Don't be hasty because, we've done that in the past. So my advice to you is what I've just said to you there, really.
How many locations did you look at before you got the one?
31.
31. And what's weird is our club, we ended up where Claire started her PT business about 20-something years ago, was it, love?
Yeah.
We ended up back there, I don't know how many years we are now, 25 years later. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Just to add on that, I think the main thing, guys, is that if you haven't got a club and you're here because either you're looking for yourself or for your group, you have to understand that this is about being professional. And in any professional business, you wouldn't be reactive. So you can't expect to come to a weekend and get all the information and yet get loads of inspiration and then be able to go out and find a location and sign a lease ASAP. You have to do your research. So, if you're serious about being successful in budget clubs, breakfast clubs, be professional in your approach and attitude to it. Do more research, go on the Herbalife website where all the videos are, and go to work and study and get more information and clarity.
Thank you. So what would be your top tips for negotiating with an estate agent or someone? You've viewed it properly, you like it, they've got the price on their thing. Where would you go there, Dan?
Well, from experience in the past, we've signed up to say 3-year leases, and you never know what's going to happen after a year, guys, because after a year, and when we did the FIC clubs, we were stuck with a lease for another 2 years, and it was soul destroying. We couldn't afford it, life wasn't good. So you'd always negotiate something with maybe a get out clause after a year. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? And that's a priority or a non-negotiable. You'd look for maybe 3 months free rent. If you don't ask, you don't get. You might get a month. You just don't know. But the high street is crying out at the moment. So, wherever you go, you got a perfect opportunity. I was talking to Justin. It's important you ring up the council tax. Is that all right? Because some people fall into having to pay rates and others fall into maybe they don't have to pay rates. So they'd be my top tips, Justin.
And if you were going to, because you've got the pre-launch and everything, even though you say you signed today, how far into the future, though, would you say you want to start to pay rent? because I know you're saying get a free bit of time, but you might go, right, I've signed today, but I'm not ready to open today.
Yeah, that's a
So
good.
would you like go?
So always remember, when you sign a lease, you'll be paying from that day. Is that right? It's a legal contract from that date. So, you know, landlords are quite receptive. So sign it to the future is what I'm saying, when the payments are going to start.
Yeah, I think definitely you heard this weekend us talking about, how croaky is my voice, by the way, I'm all talked out. But you heard us talk about a 6-week pre-launch, and this is really important in opening a club in profit. We were chatting about this earlier. So when you look at signing a lease, let's say, for example, some of you have already started exploring, you found somewhere, you have a meeting tomorrow, and you look at signing the lease to start. As Dan said, you have to make sure that the date that starts works for you. So our advice would always be, it needs to be in about 8 weeks' time until that payment starts and that date of the lease begins. Why is that important? Well, you've got to do a 6-week pre-launch to build, you know, your invite and timetable to make sure that when them doors open, you do 4 weeks of invite. You can download the pre-launch off the Herbalife site. Then you have a 2-week period before you officially open your Club for Breakfast Club. That's when you want your lease to start, where you line up wellness evaluations. Does everyone get that? 2 weeks of back-to-back appointments, and then your official date of your club will open, where you're doing breakfast and wellness evaluation. So the start date of your lease needs to be in at least 6 to 8 weeks' time that you start paying. Does everyone get that? Yeah?
Great, fantastic answer. What advice would you have for those maybe who live in more affluent areas, or areas where, you know, the cost of living is a lot more as well?
Yeah, this is a great question, because, you know, people talk to us all the time and say, oh, maybe because you and Dan are based in Liverpool, you know, the cost of living is lower and rent's not as expensive. But we do have clubs further south. But this is what I want to say to you is, if you're in the game to build royalties and duplicate, you're looking for a budget club. So in the areas that are more expensive, get a room. It doesn't have to be a shop front. It can be first floor. Above something tends to be, you know, not as expensive. But you're just looking for something around 500 square foot to maybe 1,000 max. So rather than thinking, I need this, you know, shop front or big location, think budget. And even in the affluent areas, you can get rooms to fit in that price range of around maximum £750. But you've got to keep viewing. If you want it bad enough, you will wait and find the right location.
Correct, yeah. So you just mentioned about budget clubs, but you have like quite a strict budget on what they should spend and stuff to set up the club as well?
Yeah, so we showed a slide over the weekend, and again, you'll be able to download this off the website, that a budget club for us, startup cost, is anything between £2,500 to £3,000 a month. But that should include your first month's rent, your deposit, and your stock to start. And how you kit the club out comes last. So all you need really to start your budget club is, you know, you need an urn, yeah, or a kettle for your hot water. You maybe need one blender. We had a second-hand blender when we got started.
We got a new one now, didn't we, JP?
Only last week, though. We got a new one last week. But actually kitting your club out, yes, it's got to be clean and it's got to look nice, but it's got to be low cost. So does everyone get that? Yeah, don't go out and spend a fortune. Well, we wouldn't recommend it with this model, because people have to come into that club and go, like you've heard the stories, wow, Justin, yeah, I think I could do this too.
Yeah, I think that's really important, you know, because sometimes the first thing we think of is, oh, what furniture do I need to buy? What nice lamps do I need? What, you know, I'm going to IKEA and I'm going to spend a fortune. But actually, the stuff you just mentioned is so important. You know, you need a tea urn, you need a blender.
Yeah.
And as you get profitable, you just buy something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You replace it.
The place doesn't have to look perfect when you open either, does it?
No, not at all. You know what, a club, yes, you know, it's got to be clean, it's got to be a nice environment, but it needs heart. And if you're stressed, you will really struggle with the energy that you carry in that club. So you've got to make sure that when you first step into that club and you're launching, you can channel your energy into inviting and doing wellness evaluations, moving people along the pathway rather than thinking, oh my goodness, I've got this massive rent, or, you know, I've took a loan out to start up. Budget, budget, budget.
Brilliant. And, you know, I can't even get my words out. When I came up to Liverpool to do all the filming, we went to 8 clubs. And one of the things I was actually surprised at was that 4 of them were first floor. One of them that was ground floor was inside a church. So, you know, these aren't maybe the ones you see on Instagram in the US, you know, so please don't get confused. They are rooms, they're budget, they're set, but they've got loads of love, loads of heart, loads of energy inside them, and the people just keep on coming back. It's incredible.
And they do look nice.
They do.
They do. You know, when you say budget, people think, oh my goodness, you know, but it is about the presentation, but it's about what goes in, the love and that. So.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so let's tell the guys, like, what are some of your non-negotiables for your team, and just reel them off, because I know there's a few.
If we were looking at if we were looking at starting a club, so we'll start at that first. Budget, rent, square foot, non-negotiables. Otherwise, you will struggle. You know, we can show you how to build royalties with this model, but you go outside them guidelines, then you start playing a different game, and I can't tell you how to win in that game. Yeah. But then, like, daily activities.
Daily, you know, plugging into the, you know, our weekly structure, coming to the events, following the pathway. These are all, I guess, leadership skills. You're taking responsibility. And for us as leaders, we'll spend our time with the people who show those characteristics. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think as well, all the basics, inviting. It's a non-negotiable. There's nothing to talk about. You know, if we're working with our team in the nicest way and they get stuck, and by the way, we call it flatlining. Dun, and you'll all flatline, me and Dan flatline with inviting. But the only way that you can get energy back into it is you have to be willing to get uncomfortable and go out inviting. It's just a non-negotiable. It's what we do.
Any other non-negotiables, like around trainings and the weekly calendar you have?
Yeah, you know,
it's a training ground for us to bring people through. So all these guys you saw on stage, they've been on the academy for the last 6 months to a year, and this is their first taste of the big stage, I guess. So it's a training ground for us to bring people through and develop leaders. Does that make sense? So I guess if you want to be a leader, if you want to open your own club, you're going to plug into the trainings, aren't you? You're going to be there.
And I think the last 2 main that I would say is the ambassador scheme. So we don't bring people through into the marketing plan unless they give us 2 referrals, which are hearts. And you have to be really strong on that, because you always want the quick win, the quick success. But if you really want to build in nutrition clubs, you have to respect the marketing plan. And you also have to respect in club as a trainee, you're going to work hard. So if your trainees aren't making that retail profit, then you find that people fade away. So respect the retail profit, yeah, and make sure you don't bring people into the marketing plan without the 2 referrals.
Let's face it, someone can't get you 2 people. They're not going to take over the world, are they? I'm no expert, like, but come on, give me a break.
So you just answered the question for me. Do you ever lead with the business directly?
No, we don't. You know, we bring people through from customer to supervisor. Now, that's not to say that people mightn't watch what we're doing and think, oh, I really like the look at that. But everyone goes in the top end of the funnel. Wellness evaluation becomes a club member. So that's what we do. And we're clear on that. We have clarity.
Okay, so you're just talking about that you want everybody to, but why do people need to give those 2 referrals? What is it about it that you know makes your pathway tick because of the 2 referrals?
Well, if you don't do the referral scheme, you run out of people. So, and then you take yourself into stress mode because you have to go cold market all the time. So this is a social networking business. It's a relationship business. So we go on about 3 to 5 new customers a week, filling the funnel, new blood. You know, we all want to grow. We want to reach new people. So that referral scheme gives you this constant tap of new people coming in to the funnel.
It's our mission.
Yeah.
Even the customers are clear on our mission. Why wouldn't you want to recommend people if you're feeling great and looking great? It's part of our DNA, you know?
Yeah. So we were talking about the ambassador there. So who is the discount for? If someone becomes an ambassador, who can use that discount?
I love this subject. Okay, so this is a big learning. Okay, because when we first started, we made loads of mistakes on this. So when someone goes onto the ambassador call, Justin, and they get the options and the customer says, oh, I just want to be an ambassador, so I want to order my products at a discount, they still remain a customer and you still look after them. But you have to be very clear that when they sign up to get that Herbalife account, that you say, this discount is only for you and anyone who eats out of your purse. This is not then for you to start ordering the products for the referrals that you've recommended. If they want to plug into the trainee coach program and learn the skills, then they would order and look after. But if the ambassador, if they just want to be an ambassador, let's be very clear, I'm going to be doing the follow-up and the work, so I get paid the retail. Your reward for recommended is the discount for yourself and anyone who eats out your purse.
I think it's really important that is covered, guys, because you will find that naturally a friend brings a friend, and they're getting it cheaper than their friend, so they'll naturally go, well, you can just buy off me. So it's important that that's really clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Tell us about your online nutrition club, because people go, online nutrition club, and it sounds really sophisticated, but I know it's a little bit more simple, right?
Yeah, and loads of people have asked us about this weekend, because you'll have heard us spoke. So in Nutrition Club, in our business, we have the pathway, and we have two parts to it. We have our face-to-face locations, and then you heard like Stacey Newman, who started off in our online club. So our online club is still the same pathway. Everyone still with me? Yeah.
Do a little flow. But
this is how we do a wellness evaluation, either over the phone or by FaceTime, just doing the questions like Nick said. And if they decide that they want to get started with us, they would then purchase a plan. So we have a basic plan like your aloe, your tea, your Formula 1, your PDM. Then we have other options, a more advanced plan if they want to go faster. They buy one of them. And then our online nutrition club is a WhatsApp group. Are you shocked? Now,
what happens within the WhatsApp chat?
I knew that was coming. So in the WhatsApp group, we have the same habits as we do in the club. So every morning, each coach has their own online WhatsApp group. And every morning, the customers online will post a picture of the scales for accountability, a picture of the aloe tea and smoothie, and then in the nighttime, they post a picture of their food diary. And yes, they'll upload things like pictures of the plates and snacks, but that is the online club. And we move them along the pathway exactly the same way. 2 weeks of doing products online, and daily contact through the WhatsApp. They would again have a 2-week review online, over the phone, redo pictures, redo measurements, and then we plug them into the ambassador call. Super simple.
Easy, really, isn't it?
You thought it was going to be something else, didn't you?
But I love that it's the same pathway. You haven't got different ways of working, because this is online, this is offline, it's the same all the way through.
Yeah.
How much of your business is online?
I would say probably about 30%.
Hey, that surprised me, 30%. But you thought it was more like
we find
5.
We find people in clubs. We're all about clubs. We have an online presence. I think most people do, but do you know what? We just front end our day clubs. That's all our priority. Yeah,
we definitely, the difference that we've noticed as well is with our online clubs and face-to-face is the same challenges that most Herbalife businesses have online is retention. So even though we do the same pathway, we definitely, because we've tracked it, our online clubs, the retention is not as strong as what it is face-to-face. Like the energy you felt today or this weekend, you've been clubbed. Imagine getting clubbed every morning. Yeah, club wasted, So that's the power of the face-to-face clubs is it's much easier to invite. People recommend club rather than Herbalife. Referrals breed, coaches emerge naturally, and most of all, club owners. And it's a training ground.
Brilliant.
Feel Claire's passion. I love it.
How many of you thought it was a lot less than 30% was online? Be honest, hands up, who thought it was a lot less? Because I did. When Claire told me it was 30%, I was like, really? As much as that? Because you just get this perception that it's all physical face-to-face. So that's great. Okay, so let's get a little bit stuck into, we've got 3 or 4 questions left. How does a trainee earn?
So a trainee coach, it's really simple. They actually earn through retail sales, okay, products for home use. That's how a trainee coach earns. Everyone got that? Yes?
And same for junior partner. How's a junior partner in?
So a junior partner earns through products for home use, retail sales, but a junior partner earns off club memberships also. So any of their customers or trainees, they earn memberships. So the requirement for a junior partner is they join the mentorship program. 6 to 12 months, they're going to be trained up, ready to move out and graduate. But they're expected, well, the requirement is a minimum of 4 shifts. So it's a pay rise, a big pay rise difference. But again, we're going to invest the time into them, but they do get the pay rise of retail sales and club memberships on top.
And then I suppose that money then, I don't want to speak for you, but a lot of that money then is what they can use then to open their own club.
Yes, you're getting it. Yeah.
So we want the junior partners to be profitable, yeah. We charge them £75 a month. But I want people to get more belief, so you know they go out, they got money in their back pocket, they're excited, they got their team, their customers. It's a win-win, so it is.
Yeah.
Great. Is there anything you want to say on the club career ladder before we move on to the last little bit?
No, just I think, you know, when you first start off, the first thing is just be patient. You know, you're going to learn things at different parts of the career ladder, but what I'm really passionate, what we love about it is it gives you clarity of what people want from the business. So in the past, we always stumbled across, we wanted to take over the world, and Rita, she just wants a part-time income, and we'd be like, we're going to take over the world. And Rita, like, would never come back. Whereas with this, it gives people the opportunity that if they want to take that step further, they can, and we'll invest the time in the business builders. But remember, there's a place for everyone.
Because within your structure with the career ladder, you do have people who have got bigger pins, but they're lower in the club career ladder, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So in clubs, it's not about your pin, yeah. So, you know, we've got people in our club who, at the moment, they get team business. They're looking at getting involved in clubs. They've built Herbalife other way, but they're trainees at the moment because they're learning the process. They started off as a club member. They have now become trainees, and the next step they'll become a junior partner. They'll become a club owner.
Perfect. Well, I hope that's clear for everyone. Okay, last little bit then before we let you guys go. And we finished this whole weekend, which has flown by. You know, it doesn't seem 2 seconds ago that you guys and Nick were on stage on Friday night, and we're already there 2 parties later. But magic numbers, that's where I wanted to finish up on. So, the magic numbers. Do you want to explain, because I only got this weekend after all the calls I've been on with you, and Nick mentioned it. He said about the 13 people that make a club. And I was like, who are these freaking 13 people? And then I looked at this and I went, got it. So I don't know if you want to explain a little bit more about how the 100 comes together and how it's split so that people understand.
Yeah, so when we talk about 100 club members, sometimes it can be like, wow, 100, you know, that seems like a lot. But it's not you at 100, it's building a group of people who've got 100 club members together. So if you look at the club owner might have maybe, you know, 15 to 20 club members, and then each junior partner might have maybe, you know, their own little community, say, of, you know, maybe 20, 25, and they start to build. So it's really looking at your team and going, okay, it's actually split across 13 people. So the 100 club members is split across 13 people. What, just under 10 club members each?
Doesn't sound so daunting then, does it?
Yeah. I love it, so good, doesn't it?
It is. Guys, we're out of time, but is there anything either of you or both of you would like to say to the room just as we finish up this section and hand back?
Just to say, you can tell from Claire's passion that over the 10 years, we you know, 3 years ago, we found our Herbalife. Does that make sense? And as I said to you on Friday, for the 10 years, I always heard we're only getting started, yeah? And I couldn't get that. I thought, geez, if I hear that once more, I'm having a nightmare here. But 3 years ago, we truly are only getting started because we're happy. We get up in the morning with purpose. We've got a business that's, you know, sustainable. It's growing. We get to sleep at night because for years we were worrying about bills and it wasn't nice. We had to try and, Claire went back to work. So we're extremely grateful for where we are now, and we're very grateful that we can share what we are doing with you guys. I don't know if it's for everyone, I've no idea, but for us, we're so happy, we really are. And I'm so proud of all the guys. I mean to say, Jesus, what a team. What a team. Sorry, I know the mine, or ours or whatever, but it's just, wow, I'm so proud of you.
I think one last thing, I just want to speak to the people in the room who don't do clubs yet. And honestly, we were always taught in Herbalife, you know, every meeting, if what you're doing is working, don't jump ship. This is so important. If you are looking at clubs and thinking, you know, this is something that I want to go and speak to your upline, go and do your research, become professional, take a good attitude about it. Just don't do anything rash. So, you know, that's what our advice would be to you guys. And if clubs are for you, we're going to smash this over the next 10 years and we want you to come with us.